Lesson 2, Variables on Both Sides. Like terms have the same variable, same exponent. You can combine them. You can add them and subtract them. Unlike terms have a different variable and or different exponents. You can't add them or subtract them. To do problem number 1, draw your line at the equal sign, dividing your problem into a left and right side of the equation. Simplify the right and simplify the left-hand side of the equation. You can combine like terms on the right-hand side. The left side is already simplified. These are not like terms. You can't add them. But on the right side, y plus y gives you 3y. Now the right side and the left side are both simplified. At this time, you can choose your letter side. Choose the letter side to be the side that has the bigger coefficient, that number in front of the variable. 3 is larger than 2, so I choose 3y to be the letter side, and 2y becomes the number side. Circle the variable that's on the wrong side. Get rid of that first by adding and subtracting. The opposite of plus 2y is minus 2y. Do the same to both sides, keeping your like terms in columns. Don't put the minus 2y under the 8 because it's not a like term. Keep it with the 3y because these are like terms. They have the same variable, same exponent. Add those in columns. See that plus? It needs to drop down with the 6. 3y minus 2y gives you y. Now it's a one step. Choose your letter side, number side, and get rid of that plus 8. To get rid of plus 8, use the inverse operation. The opposite of plus 8, minus 8. Do the same to both sides to keep your equation equal and balanced. Negative 2 is your y value. Final answer. We'll check these on another video. Try number 2. Divide the problem, separating it in half at the equal sign, into a right and left side of the equation. Simplify the right and simplify the left-hand side of this equation. On the left, you can combine 3y and 5y. They are like terms. On the right, you can combine 2y and 2y. They are like terms. 3y plus 5y gives you 8y. 2y plus 2y gives you 4y. Now double check that the left and the right are both simplified. They are. So choose your letter side, number side. Look at the coefficient in front of the variables. Notice how 8 is bigger than 4? It's easier if you make this the letter side and then this the number side. Circle that variable on the wrong side and get rid of it by adding and subtracting. The opposite of plus 4y is minus 4y. Do the same to both sides, lining up your like terms in columns. Negative 4y and 8y are like terms. They have the same variable, same exponent. Now add them in columns. 8y minus 4y gives you 4y. The 4y's cancel. Drop down the minus and the 7. Okay, now it's a two-step. Choose your letter side, number side. Get rid of adding and subtracting first. That's your plus 9. What's the opposite of plus 9? Minus 9. Do the same to both sides, keeping your like terms in columns. The 4y drops down. The plus 9 and the minus 9, it turns to 0. Minus 7 and a minus 9 is minus 16. Okay, now it's a one-step. Choose your letter side, number side. That 4 is on the wrong side. The operation between the 4 and the y, it's multiplication. Do the opposite of multiplication. That's division. Do the same to both sides, and you get y is negative 4. And there's your final answer. Okay, try number 3. Divide the problem in half at the equal sign. Simplify the right and simplify the left. 4y and a plus 2y, those are like terms. You can combine them. 4y plus 2y gives you 6y. Okay, now the right and the left are both simplified, so choose your letter side. Look at the coefficients in front of those variables. This is a 6, and that one's a 1. 6 is larger, so it's easier if you make that the letter side. Otherwise, you'll end up dividing by a negative in your last step. And it's always easier to divide by a positive. Okay, get rid of that variable that's on the wrong side by adding and subtracting. How do you get rid of y? The opposite of plus y is minus y. And I don't put it over here underneath the plus 8 because it's not a like term. I put it under the 6y because those are like terms. Now add those in columns. 6y minus y, that's 5y. The y's are gone on the right, and drop down the minus with the 2. Okay, now it's a two-step. Choose your letters and numbers. Get rid of adding and subtracting first. That's your plus 8. To get rid of plus 8, use the inverse operation. The opposite of plus 8, minus 8. And don't forget, do the same to both sides to keep your equation equal and balanced. Add those in columns. 8's go away. A negative 2 plus a negative 8 is a negative 10. Now it's a one-step. That 5 is on the wrong side. The operation between 5 and y, it's times. What's your opposite operation of multiplication? Division. Divide both sides by 5, and you get y is equal to negative 2. Okay, turn the page. Try number 4. Divide the problem in half at the equal sign. Simplify the right and simplify the left. Y plus y plus y, that gives you 3y. The right side is already simplified. Okay, double check that the right and the left are both simplified. They are. So now it's time to choose your letter side, number side. You have variables on both sides, so look at the coefficients. This is a plus 3, this is a minus 3. Plus 3 is larger, so choose that side to be your letter side. Immediately get rid of the variable that's on the wrong side by adding or subtracting. The opposite of minus 3, that's plus 3. So add 3y to both sides. Add those in your columns of like terms. 3y plus 3y gives you 6y. The plus 3y and the minus 3y, that cancels. Now careful, drop down a minus with the 13. Now it's a two-step. Choose your letters and numbers. Get rid of adding and subtracting first. That's your plus 11. What's the opposite of plus 11? Minus 11. Do the same to both sides. Add things in columns. The 11s disappear, and you get negative 24. Okay, now it's a one-step. What's on the wrong side? That's 6. What's the operation between the 6 and the y? It's multiplication. So what operation will you use? Division. Divide both sides by 6, and you get y is -4. Okay, try number 5. Divide it in half at the equal sign. Simplify the right and simplify the left, collecting like terms. Minus y and minus y gives you a -2y. But I'm not done yet. I have 6 and -4 are like terms as well. 6 minus 4 gives you a +2. Now simplify the right. Collect like terms. -3y and a -y gives you a -4y. But I also need to collect up the numbers. 10 and 8, those are like terms as well. 10 plus 8 is 18. Now double check. The right side and the left side are both simplified. Time to choose your variable side. Look at the number in front of each variable, that coefficient. You have -2 and -4. -2 is larger. Immediately get rid of the variable on the wrong side. That's at -4y. Use the inverse operation. The opposite of -4y, +4y. Add those in columns of like terms. -2y plus 4y, that gives you 2y. The 4y and the -4y, they cancel, and you drop down your +18. Now it's a 2-step. Get rid of adding and subtracting first. That's your +2. How do you get rid of +2? Inverse operation, which is -2. Do the same to both sides. The 2's disappear. +18 and a -2 gives you a +16. Now it's a 1-step. You need to get rid of that 2. That says 2 times y. So your inverse operation is divide. Divide both sides by 2, and you get y is equal to 8. Final answer. Okay, try number 6. Divide it in half at the equal sign. Simplify the right and simplify the left by combining like terms. -y and a -2y, that gives you a -3y. Collect up the 5 and the -8, always looking out in front for the sign of that number. 5 and a -8 gives you a -3. Now simplify the right. -4y and a -y gives you a -5y. Now collect the numbers. 6 and a -11 gives you a -5. Notice you do not collect like terms across the whole thing. Just collect like terms on the right and the left. Now that both sides are simplified, choose your letter side and your number side. Look at the coefficients in front of the variables. This is a -3. This is a -5. -3 is larger, so make that your letter side. Circle the variable on the wrong side and get rid of it by adding and subtracting. The opposite of -5y is +5y. And if you choose the coefficient that's larger to be your variable side, you'll always end up with a positive number in front of your variable. -3y plus 5y gives you 2y. The -5y and the +5y, they cancel. Drop down the minus with the 5 on the right-hand side. Now it's a 2-step. Get rid of adding and subtracting first. That's the -3. How do you get rid of -3? Add 3 to both sides. And you get 2y gone is equal to a negative 2. Almost done. Now it's a 1 step. What's on the wrong side? That 2. What's the operation between the 2 and the y? It's times. Use your inverse operation. The opposite of times is divide. Do the same to both sides, and you get y is negative 1. Final answer. Tune in to the next video, and we'll check.